Grab this, a perfectly ripe homegrown tomato, grown right here at home in a pot on my patio. No huge backyard, no fancy equipment, no experience. And today I am going to show you exactly how to do the same thing, from the very first seed all the way to your first harvest. Whether you have a full backyard garden bed or just a few pots on an apartment balcony, this guide covers everything. Let's grow some tomatoes. On this channel, I help beginners grow food and beautiful plants at home. Indoors, outdoors, containers, garden beds, all of it. New video every week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. So why tomatoes? Because there is nothing like biting into a tomato you grew yourself. Store-bought tomatoes are picked early and ripened artificially. A homegrown tomato, picked the moment it is ready, tastes completely different. Sweeter, juicier, more flavorful. Once you grow your own, you will never want to go back. Tomatoes are also one of the most productive plants you can grow. One plant can give you dozens, sometimes hundreds of tomatoes in a single season, and they grow incredibly well in pots, which means you can do this anywhere in the US, even in an apartment. First decision, which tomato do you want to grow? Walk into any garden center and you will see dozens of options. Don't let it overwhelm you. For beginners, here are the three I always recommend. Cherry tomatoes are your best bet as a beginner. They're fast-producing, incredibly prolific, and honestly the sweetest things you will ever eat fresh. Sun Gold is an orange variety that is absolutely addictive. Sweet 100 gives you hundreds of little red gems all summer long. I always recommend starting here. Tip: best for containers, patios, small spaces, very forgiving for first-timers. Roma tomatoes are the classic paste tomato. Perfect if you love making homemade marinara, salsa, or pizza sauce. They're compact than other varieties, which makes them great for pots. They produce a huge crop all at once, which is perfect for cooking in batches. Tip: best for cooking and sauces. Compact enough for large containers. If you're short on space, look for varieties labeled bush, patio, or dwarf. These are specifically bred for containers. They stay compact, they don't need as much staking, and they still produce a great crop. Bush Early Girl is one of my favorites. It ripens earlier than most, which is great if you are in the northern US with a shorter growing season. Tip: best for pots, patios, and northern US gardeners with shorter summers. Zones 9 through 11, California, Florida, Texas, Arizona, start seeds indoors January to February. Plant outdoors February to March. Zones 6 through 8, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Pacific Northwest, start seeds 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. Plant outdoors April to May. Zones 4 to 5, Midwest, Northeast, Mountain West, start indoors in March. Plant outdoors late May to June after last frost. Search last frost date for your city to find your exact planting window. Now let's talk supplies. The good news, you don't need much. Here's everything I use. Seeds or transplants. Seeds from any garden center, or buy a small starter plant. Saves 4 to 6 weeks. Containers. 5-gallon minimum per plant. Cherry tomatoes, 5-gallon. Full size, 10-gallon or larger. Potting mix. Use quality potting mix, not garden soil, which compacts badly in pots. Miracle Grow or Fox Farm work great. Tomato cage or stakes. Tomatoes need support as they grow tall. A basic wire tomato cage from the hardware store is perfect for most bush and cherry varieties. Fertilizer. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. Use a balanced vegetable fertilizer or tomato-specific formula. Watering can or hose. Consistent watering is key. A gentle head watering can is ideal for seedlings. Full sun location. Non-negotiable. 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day. Step 1. Starting from seed. If you're buying a transplant from a nursery, skip ahead to the next section. But if you want to grow from absolute scratch, here's exactly how I do it. Fill a seed tray or small pots with seed starting mix. It's lighter and finer than regular potting soil, which helps tiny seedlings push through. Do not use garden soil. It is too heavy and will compact. Make a small hole about 1/4 inch deep, roughly the depth of your fingernail. Drop 2 seeds per cell in case one doesn't germinate. Cover lightly with mix. Water gently with a spray bottle so you don't wash seeds away. Then cover the tray with a plastic dome or plastic wrap to hold in humidity. This creates a little greenhouse effect. Tomato seeds need warmth to germinate, ideally 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. If your home is cooler, put the tray on top of the refrigerator or use a seedling heat mat. You'll see sprouts in 5 to 10 days. Tip: a seedling heat mat costs about $20 to $25 on Amazon and makes a huge difference for germination rates. The moment you see green sprouts, remove the cover and move them to bright light, a south-facing window, or under grow lights. Without enough light, seedlings get leggy. They stretch tall and thin and become weak. You want short and stocky seedlings. Once your seedlings are 6 to 8 inches tall and have their first true leaves, the second set that actually look like tomato leaves, it's time to think about moving them outside. But don't rush this step. Before planting outdoors permanently, you need to harden them off. That just means slowly introducing them to outdoor conditions: wind, direct sun, temperature swings. Put them outside in a sheltered spot for 1 to 2 hours the first day. Increase by an hour each day over 7 to 10 days. Skip this step and your seedlings will go into shock. Tip: hardening off is the single most important step most beginners skip. Do not skip it. Fill your container with fresh potting mix. Tomatoes can grow roots all along their stems, so plant them deep. Bury up to 2/3 of the stem underground. This builds a massive root system and a much stronger plant. Water thoroughly right after planting. In a garden bed, dig a hole about 12 inches deep. Add a handful of compost or slow-release fertilizer to the bottom. Plant deep, same rule as the pot. Space plants 24 to 36 inches apart so air can circulate between them. Good airflow prevents disease. Sunlight requirement non-negotiable. Tomatoes need a minimum of 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. 8 hours is ideal. 10 plus hours means maximum production. Less than 6 hours of sun, tomatoes will struggle. Choose cherry tomatoes, which tolerate some shade better. Track sun in your space for 1 full day before choosing your planting spot. Consistent watering is the single most important thing you can do for tomatoes. They hate feast or famine watering. Soaking them one day and ignoring them for a week is how you end up with blossom end rot and cracked fruit. Keep soil evenly moist. For container plants in summer heat, that might mean watering every single day. Stick your finger 2 inches into the soil. If it feels dry, water deeply until it drains from the bottom. Tip: water at the base of the plant, not on the leaves. Wet leaves invite disease. Tip: self-watering containers are a game changer for busy gardeners. Worth the investment. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. In the first few weeks after transplanting, use a balanced fertilizer, something like a 10-10-10. Once they start flowering, switch to a lower nitrogen, higher phosphorus and potassium formula, like a tomato-specific formula. Too much nitrogen late in the season gives you huge leafy plants with very little fruit. I fertilize every 2 weeks. Follow the package directions. This step confuses most beginners, but it's simple once you understand it. Look for suckers, the little shoots that grow in the V-shaped joint between the main stem and a branch. If you leave them, they become a whole new stem, and your plant puts energy into leaves instead of fruit. Pinch them off when they're small. Just use your fingers. This focuses all the plant's energy on producing tomatoes. Tip: only prune indeterminate varieties, most heirloom and large tomatoes. Determinate or bush varieties need minimal pruning. As your tomato plant grows, and it will grow fast, it needs support. Without it, stems will break under the weight of fruit. A basic wire tomato cage from the hardware store works well for most bush and cherry varieties. For tall, indeterminate varieties, use a 6-foot stake and tie the main stem every 12 inches with soft garden twine. Never use wire. It cuts into the stem. Let's talk about what can go wrong, and more importantly, how to fix it. These are the 4 issues I see most in beginner tomato gardens. Yellow leaves. Lower leaves yellowing is normal as plant matures. All leaves yellowing means nitrogen deficiency, then fertilize. Could also be overwatering or a fungal issue. Blossom end rot. Dark sunken spot on the bottom of fruit, caused by calcium deficiency and inconsistent watering. Fix is water evenly and use a calcium spray from your garden center. Cracked fruit happens when plants get a heavy watering after a dry period. fix is consistent, even watering throughout the entire season. Aphids, tiny green or black bugs on stems. Spray forcefully with water or apply neem oil. Repeat every few days. Hornworms, large green caterpillars. Easy to spot. Pick them off by hand and drop in soapy water. No fruit setting? Usually too much nitrogen, too little sun, or extreme heat over 90 degrees. Tomatoes drop flowers in excessive heat. Provide afternoon shade during heat waves.
This is the moment you have been waiting for. So, how do you know when a tomato is ready to pick? The color has fully developed, red, orange, yellow, or purple depending on your variety. It gives slightly when you gently squeeze it, not mushy, just a little soft. And it releases easily from the vine with a gentle twist. Don't yank, just twist and it comes right off. Here's a pro move. You can actually pick tomatoes when they are just starting to turn color, called the breaker stage, and let them ripen on your kitchen counter. This protects them from pests and cracking. Keep them at room temperature, never in the fridge. Cold temperatures ruin the flavor and texture of homegrown tomatoes completely. Cherry tomatoes, 60 to 70 days from transplant, often your first harvest of the season. Roma tomatoes, 75 to 80 days from transplant. Large and heirloom varieties, 80 to 100 days from transplant. The season runs June through October in most of the US. Zones 9 through 11, you may get a second crop in fall. Before we wrap up, here are 3 bonus tips that will seriously level up your tomato harvest. A 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around the base of your tomato plant keeps moisture in the soil, keeps roots cool on hot summer days, and prevents soil from splashing onto leaves, which is a major cause of fungal disease. Wood chips, straw, or shredded leaves all work great. Basil and tomatoes are best friends in the garden and on the plate. Basil repels certain pests, and many gardeners swear it improves tomato flavor. Plant a pot of basil right next to your tomatoes and you will always have both ready at the same time. The more you harvest, the more your plant produces. Every time you pick a ripe tomato, the plant sends more energy into producing fruit. Do not let ripe tomatoes sit on the vine too long. Pick them as soon as they are ready and more will follow. And that is everything you need to grow tomatoes from seed to harvest right at home anywhere in the US. I know it sounds like a lot of steps, but once you get started, it is genuinely straightforward. And the first time you bite into a tomato you grew with your own hands, it will be the best tomato you have ever tasted. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps this channel reach more people who want to start growing their own food. Drop a comment below and tell me, where in the US are you gardening? And which tomato variety are you going to try first? I read every single comment. Subscribe for a brand new beginner gardening video every week. Next week, I'm covering the easiest herbs you can grow right on your kitchen windowsill. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, happy growing. I'll see you in the next one.